Hey, what is up, wood choppers? Video 2 in this new series of mine of uncomfortable truths that most drummers will not agree with or not want to agree with. But trust me, it's true. So part 2 is all about how it is much more difficult and takes much more time to be good than most people think, or that most people want to commit to the instrument. So I had a discussion with a student the other day, and he sort of said, what can I do? Like, where should I start? I want to get to this point. He showed me a video of some really impressive hand shred, really great sort of hand rudiments and speed and power. I want to get to this, but he was kind of at zero, right? He's like at the start line. What should I do? And he sort of said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I don't practice as much as I should these days, but I still get in like 30 to 40 minutes a day on the pad 6 days a week without fail, minimum. And he was just jaw open, he looked at me like I was crazy. It's like, you practice on the pad? Just the pad for 30 to 40 minutes a day? And I said, well, yeah. He was in disbelief. Now, this is also a good reason why it is a good idea to come to a drum teacher, or at least surround yourself with experienced players so you can start to get a good reference point for what you're going to need to do and what's sort of acceptable, and, to get rid of all this, it's talent, that guy's fast because he's talented, that girl's just amazing because she was born, naturally with those gifts. You need to surround yourself with a good circle of people to avoid all that trash, all that nonsense. And you need some real world reference points. So anyway, back to this discussion. And I said, look, it's unrealistic. I don't expect you to practice for 30 to 40 minutes a day on the pad. I mean, it'd be great if you did, but I don't expect that. It's unrealistic. And in my experience of having taught for 20 odd years, that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be too brutal. It's cold turkey, giving up cigarettes, or just a crash diet. It's not going to work, and then you're going to just fall back into a bad habit. So I said, look, if you practice for 1 minute every day this week, would you have ever practiced 1 minute a day for a week on the drums in your life? And he said, no, not every day for a week. I was like, okay. Well, let's start with something that you've never done that's manageable. And what it's going to do is going to set a routine. And I said, make it a really easy time to practice. Whether it's as soon as you get home from work, before work, or just at a time that there's no excuses, you could do 1 minute on the pad. Let's start with that. Second week, let's do 2 minutes. And I gave him some exercises that I wanted him to do, and they were very, very simple. And the great thing is, each week, because he's now got a coach, I can actually check on those things, and I can hold him accountable. If he came into me once, I could just send away and say, hey, do this, do that, do that, give him this magical secret hack formula, and he goes away and doesn't do it. Where are we? We're back at zero. Regular old school lessons is the only way to be held accountable. It is. It's just the only way. It's the only way. So, and then I said, to show you sort of the roadmap of how this ideally would work, we would try and make it really easy. We have to start thinking long term. Think long. There is no short term with drums. There's no hack on the system. There is no easy way. There are no secrets at all. There's zero secrets. And I could see him sort of buying into it, sort of not. And I said, the magical formula for you is to think long term, do this 1 minute a week for the first week. 2 minutes a week for the second week. Only 2 minutes. But I'm pumped up. I said, if you do more, that's cool. That's great. Do more. But you have to do at least 2 minutes. Don't do 3 hours one day and then eat potato chips on the couch for the other 6. That is not going to work. We need consistency. We need to keep hitting this. And by keep hitting it, we sort of keep thinking about it. So we have to be consistent with it. Third week, we're going to jump it up to 5 minutes. Still very manageable, but by the end of that week, we've had 21 days. We haven't missed a day. We've been doing what I've said, not what you've seen online, what I've told you to do. Oh my God, this is another video. Do your homework. Make sure you do your homework. Don't find random homework. Stop chasing shiny objects. Just do the work. Can you play this in time with a click? Can you play it without a click? Do the homework. Forget the other stuff. All right. And then, like, fourth week, it's 10 minutes a day, 7 days a week. Once we're up to, we're a month or two in and we do hit our 30 minutes a day, we back it off. We do 6 days a week and we have a rest day because we want to let our body and our mind rest. And even if you want to play, just don't do that pad work that day. Have a rest and let the motivation, let the fire burn for a day. And then you hit it the next day, you're like, damn, I have to play. Rest and recuperation, super important in my opinion. And by then, how many hours would you have logged by that point where you're hitting 30 minutes, 6 days a week? Then we've got lift off. Then we've got a base to base things off to work on. You can play in time with a metronome. You can play on the offbeats on those patterns. All of a sudden, you've got control, and that is going to translate through into your playing and your sound, and drumming is going to get easier. But you need to hear that uncomfortable truth that it's just time. It's just time plus quality plus accountability with an experienced tutor or an experienced drummer that you know who can look at what you're doing and go, that's not it. And then could send you a whole nother way and you might not have gone down the wrong path. I see it all the time. And that's the good thing about the classic lesson structure of just a weekly check-in with an experienced tutor. You can pick things up quickly before they become an ingrained, muscle memoried in habit. I don't even know if that's a word, muscle memoried in. That is a word for now. But guys, that is part 2. Uncomfortable truths that most drummers will not agree with or not possibly believe. But it's true. Ciao.